Alright, we're back with the West Division preview here between the Vegas Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild. And happy day one of Stanley Cup playoff hockey, guys. This is Saturday, May the 15th. Here we go. Washington and Boston later on today. For the rest of my previews, I'll do them very soon. We have Colorado and St. Louis, which will be my next preview. And then we'll do the North Division matchups probably on Monday after their their season ends. They have to face Vancouver and stuff like that, so I'll have to delay those previous couple more days because I need to get the scheduling first. So let's get into it. First, this is my bracket for the Stanley Cup playoffs. It does look a little different from what I had it before in the video I did yesterday because I messed up the third round matchups. I didn't know it was 1 versus 4 and 2 versus 3. I just thought they just advanced from the second round and faced each other from the left and the right. So I messed that up, but I fixed it on this picture right here. It doesn't change the finals matchup, so I still have Carolina winning the cup. Alright, so here we go. The second seed versus the third seed. Golden Knights and the Wild. Game 1 is on Sunday, May the 16th in Vegas at 12 p.m. Pacific Time, 3 p.m. Eastern. And here we go. Vegas, 82 points. They were robbed of that President's Trophy, kinda. They lost against Colorado in that game where they only dressed 15 players. Even though they beat the Sharks 6-0 in their last game, they couldn't get over the Avalanche, who also won against the Kings in their last game. So, unfortunately for them, they're facing the Wild, which is a much more tougher matchup. Top 6 skaters: Riley Smith, William Karlsson, Jonathan Marchessault, Mark Stone, Chandler Stevenson, Matthias Janmark. Top 4 D-men: Alex Pietrangelo. Wouldn't it be great if it was Vegas and St. Louis so Pietrangelo gets his rematch against his former team? But no. Shea Theodore, Zach Whitecloud, Braden McNabb. Goaltending: Marc-Andre Fleury. What a year he's had. Bounce back year. We haven't seen him this good since 2012. But he's here. 26-10, 1.98 goals against average, 928 save percentage. He's in that Vezina conversation, that's for sure. Robin Leonard, sidelined with injury at times, but he's here. 13-4-2, 2.29, 913 save percentage. Very good last year in the playoffs. We will see if he can back up Marc-Andre Fleury really well this time. Power play, 17.8%, 22nd in the league, but they are first in the league in the penalty killing with 86.8%. The season series went to the Minnesota Wild 5-3, but the Golden Knights outscored them overall 25-24. They had more lopsided wins, but the Wild had more closer wins. Minnesota Wild on the other end, 35-16-5, 75 points. Top 6 skaters: Kirill Kaprizov, which has been an excellent player, Calder candidate for sure, along with probably Nedeljkovic. And then we have Ryan Hartman, Matt Zuccarello, Kevin Fiala, Victor Rask, Marcus Johansson. Top 4 defense: Jared Spurgeon, Ryan Suter, Matt Dumba, Jonas Brodin. Goaltending: Cam Talbot, 19-8-5, 915 save percentage. He's been better as a goaltender, and that's good to see. And Kaapo Kähkönen, the backup, 16-8, 902 save percentage. Power play, 24th in the league, 17.6%. Penalty killing, 12th in the league, 80.8%. As I said, the season series actually went to the Wild. Alright, so heading into this season, we knew that the Golden Knights carried Stanley Cup hopes, but the Wild, they felt like afterthoughts. Like, we didn't expect them to be this good this quick, right? But Kirill Kaprizov lived up to the hype and really did a great job this year. Golden Knights, they've held up their end of the bargain of playing this well in the regular season. And Kaprizov has been even better than we could have imagined for the Wild. They've exceeded expectations. And this, we will see how the Wild measure up against the Golden Knights. Whether they were reaching or missing the playoffs, we've known that the Minnesota Wild, they've never lived up to their team name. They've been branded the Mild. But this year, they're no longer mild. They're maybe a Wild one to watch this time. The Wild usually play a defensive-minded game, but this year, Kirill Kaprizov changed that trajectory. In the past, a casual fan might see the Wild and just get bored real quick, but this year, we're all excited to see how Kirill Kaprizov plays. Personally, I've never watched a Wild game this year because I'm more focused on the Canadian division because that's what I watch. But Minnesota has been fun to watch, and I've heard a lot about that. Big story here is that the Wild won their season series against the Golden Knights. In most years, head-to-head series stats don't mean a ton, but because they've been playing in the same division the whole year, it's more emphasized because you play 8 games against the same teams in your division, and when you face them in the playoffs, you know a lot about each other. And when the Wild went going 5-2-1 against the Golden Knights, that's a story for sure. And the Wild winning those games meant that the Golden Knights would not win the President's Trophy because 6 of their 16 losses came at the hands of the Wild. That's something to be mentioned. Now, this is definitely, I believe, the biggest chance for an upset in the first round. We have Vegas injuries, and they've had a couple of injuries, but we don't know the transparency of everything. Max Pacioretty and Alec Martinez missed some time late. It could be related to maintenance days, but I don't know. Robin Lehner also didn't play a significant chunk. The thing about the Golden Knights also is that this time they have even higher expectations than they had last year because they're the top of the league. Starting strong, and they're continuing to be strong. And they brought in Alex Pietrangelo, which is another solid defensive piece in their very deep team. And then for the Wild, we have to ask the question, in the season, was it because they were lucky and that they had California teams in their division or anything like that, Sharks and Kings in their division? Could it be because of that inflates their numbers, or are they for real? They have found some magic on the power play, but they're still 24th in the league. Well, I don't know. We'll see. The Wild has not looked as hot by 5-on-5 measures, but Vegas might be the team to make them pay if Minnesota's developed any bad habits. For the Golden Knights, you remember that last year we had the goaltender drama between Fleury and Lehner. This time, we know that Vegas has 2 strong options in net. Fleury, a resounding rebound season, maybe a Vezina finalist, and Lehner is still a top performer. And then you look to Talbot and Kakinen, and you know that the Golden Knights have the advantage in that respect. And you know Vegas is penalty killing first in the league. That's another thing that we need to look at. I think The thing that might lead to Vegas' downfall is pressure. Near the last moments of their playoff run last year, they struggled to score goals, and they can't have that again. Sometimes goaltending does come out of nowhere. Remember Thatcher Demko when the Golden Knights played the Canucks last year? He came out of nowhere and he stoned them. And that, I think, led to their loss against Dallas in 5 games in the next round. So, we never know what happens here. So here are the top point getters for the two teams. As you see, probably the Golden Knights have most of the advantages there. Now, this is a shocking prediction of mine, and it might not be very logic-based at all, but I think that Minnesota has probably a more carefree and not much pressure here, because they're here to see Kirill Kaprizov. The fans are there. See how Kaprizov plays in the playoffs. Probably the more exciting thing, to be honest. And if they do not beat the Golden Knights, that's honestly not surprising. But the Golden Knights, 4th year in a row, they're going to the playoffs. And the Golden Knights could struggle against the Wild as they have during the season series. And with their injuries to Max Pacioretty and Alec Martinez, who are respectively their top 2 forward and top 2 defensemen in scoring, that could prove problematic for the Golden Knights. The Wild, they've done better with handling their injuries. But you know, Golden Knights have had their long winning streaks. Wild have had them too. This is going to be probably a very fascinating best of 7 series. And my prediction is shockingly going to be Minnesota in 7. Sometimes pressure does get to a team, and I'm not saying the Golden Knights are bad at all. In fact, the Golden Knights cannot underestimate the Wild. That's all I'm going to say. And the Wild know that this will probably be an uphill climb, but I believe they can do it. Can Kirill Kaprizov and defense and goaltending stay good? Can they outmuzzle the Golden Knights that come at you in waves? We will see, everyone. This is my hot take for this first round for sure. Alright, that's going to be it for my preview. Stay tuned later for Colorado and St. Louis and the North Division matchups. And feel free to come at me in the comment section below saying how you know the Golden Knights are going to sweep the Wild. Alright, that's going to be it for me. Until next time, for our next series, we'll see you guys later. Take care, everyone. Have a great weekend.